and gentlemen, welcome back to Doctor Who Reviews. This week we are covering not my choice, but the choice of the lovely Christina, aka Mr. Punk. This is Terminus. And to talk about Terminus with me, I have my two usual co-hosts. Firstly, to my virtual left, in his own immortal words, be gay, do crime, dick pics. It's Freezing Inferno.
Now, I didn't say those words in that exact order. You're mixing two quotes.
Yeah, but it's funnier that way.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
And to my virtual right, in her own immortal words, what you gonna do now, huh? It's to come give yourself a bear known as Cat.
Jesse Cox is a furry. Now, wait a minute. I didn't say that at this exact moment.
No, we're referring to a stream that happened because Fresno's 12 Days of Fresno started on the Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the first stream was Monster Prom, and let's just say we've got enough material to blackmail him for the next several weeks.
It just so happens I have the soundboard now.
Yep.
Oh, good God. What have you got on there, Kat?
Oh, I've got plenty.
I see.
You timed that furry clip really well, by the way.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to introduce me. Just so I could do that.
Perfect.
We're not gonna. It's not like we're going to be talking about furries on this podcast. Oh wait.
Right. Oh wait a second. Yeah.
So Christina, they picked Terminus. I don't know if you said that it was their favorite in the DM or anything.
Well, I gave them a choice of any Peter Davison serial that wasn't Enlightenment or Snake Dance, and they picked Terminus. So
interesting.
Yeah,
it's interesting. A very interesting choice. Which is actually funny since you mentioned Enlightenment, because this is actually the second part of the Black Guardian trilogy.
It is.
So if we ever do Modern Undead, we've officially done this arc backwards.
Nothing wrong with that.
River Song, eat your goddamn heart out.
I wouldn't say we're quite like River Song, but yeah.
Yeah. So we basically get, what the Black Guardian arc amounts to in this story is just Valentine y'all saying, "Kill the Doctor, you little shit! Do it now!"
Yeah, pretty much.
And yet somehow it's amazing every time.
Which, to be fair, was a lot of enlightenment too. It was only episode 4 that Turlough was like, "Fuck this shit."
They cast the perfect person to play the Black Guardian.
Yeah. God, like if we do Modern Undead. I'm pretty sure if we do Modern Undead, that we've done every story featuring the Black Guardian.
Yeah.
Because we did Armageddon Factor. I don't think the Black Guardian actually shows up in any other.
He's mentioned in the other Key to Time episodes, but I don't think he is.
But not like yeah. So that's interesting.
I still have no idea what he's all about.
Evil,
darkness, chaos.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's an interesting choice that Christina has selected for us. And it's a story that I've only seen once and didn't really remember that much about, so I was interested going in. I was especially interested going in when I opened the credits and I see episode 1 by Steve Gallagher. Steve Gallagher, if you'll remember, was the credited writer on Warrior's Gate. Which is my favorite Tom Baker story. I stand by it. We did a lovely podcast on it that you can check if you would like.
But he only wrote part 1 then?
Well, he wrote the basic pitch for Warrior's Gate, and then the script editor and the director sort of built on it, which probably added a lot to its gonzo concepts, but
does it happen quite a bit that in the classic era that a writer only gets to write one episode of a serial?
No, they usually write the whole thing.
Yeah. I thought that was a bit
unusual. Warrior's Gate is just extenuating circumstances, but
fair enough.
Yeah, but nevertheless, you can still see a faint glimmer of Warrior's Gate's ideas in Terminus. There's this interaction with like before the universe and stuff from other worlds. There's definitely a whiff of it, but it puts its own little unique spins on it that I still appreciate. So, with that in mind, starting up episode 1, we get what is reiteration, both for us and the sequential viewer who's seen Modern Undead roll out previously. which is that Turlough is on board the TARDIS, and he has been employed / coerced by the Black Guardian into killing Doctor Who.
Yep. And he's going to accomplish it. He's going to accomplish this via his favorite Beastie Boys track. We got Sabotage.
Which is also one of the best scenes from Star Trek Beyond.
No? Yeah, I'm going to smile and nod because I don't watch Star Trek.
I'll link you the scene after.
I didn't know they put in Intergalactic Planetary in there.
No. There's like a scene where they attack a bunch of like war drones with Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. I'm not kidding.
It's okay. I got the reference and I appreciated it.
And Dr. McCoy is like, is that classical music?
That's pretty much the only Beastie Boys song that I know and like. So
So the Black Guardian wants Turlough to sabotage the TARDIS. So he has him open up one of the round things deep inside the TARDIS and flicks some switches to free up the space-time element in the TARDIS, which removing that will make it blow up. But the Black Guardian's totally gonna beam him out at the last second.
Yeah,
totally.
Sure.
Totally.
He's fine.
Anyway, he gets caught-ish by Tegan.
Oh, I love this.
And there's real interesting friction between Tegan and Turlough over the story, because Tegan, we've seen Tegan before. She's no nonsense.
Yeah.
We've seen Tegan before this in Enlightenment and Snake Dance. I mean, well, Snake Dance, she was out of character for the entire story, but Enlightenment, she was pretty much feisty-ass Tegan. But yeah, she's basically just like, Turlough, you're kind of sus, as the kids would say today. But it's 1983, so she doesn't say it like that.
Turlough was ejected.
No. That was in the next episode. That was in the next story.
Yeah, Enlightenment. Oops. But yeah, Turlough's trying to play like smooth and cool and like, oh, I'm not up to anything. I just want to be your friend. And Tegan's basically like, I really don't fucking trust you. You know that?
The bit I love about this scene is that he's sabotaged one of the roundels. And Tegan's like, what are you up to? Is it nothing? And the roundel just falls apart behind it.
God. So
he's not very good at the stealth.
Yeah, so they reluctantly kind of sort of trust each other and don't like go at each other's throats. And Tegan takes him to his new room on the TARDIS, which just so happens to be Adric's old room from before Adric departed.
Which makes no sense to me because, one, it's the TARDIS. Surely the TARDIS has more rooms than this that's available. And two, why did they get rid of Adric? He was fantastic.
Well, you can watch if you ever want to pick his departure story, you can find out. But for now, they head into Adric's room, and there's all this shit here. There's some stuff from other episodes, one or two little references I caught, which is just there for the fans, like, oh, it's Adric's stuff. How sweet! I remember that from Kinda, and I remember that from The Visitation.
Oh, actually, question: how long before this was Adric? Had Adric departed from the show?
It's only like a couple episodes. Let me count. So after Adric leaves, there's the last story of the. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the fifth story. This is only the fifth serial after Adric has left.
Yeah.
So basically, not enough time for the people who are watching the show to miss Adric.
No, not really. Like less than a year.
Yeah.
Weird then.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
A little weird, but
it is strange that they
a bit of Adric fan service.
I guess, but it kind of feels like Adric's dead, and they're showing off all of his stuff. Like, do you remember this and that and this? Although I guess he is dead to some people.
Anyway, the sabotage leads to a serious problem for our TARDIS team.
The serious problem being that Turlough heads right back out of his new room / Adric's old room to do more sabotage on the TARDIS console.
Yep. Yep, basically he goes to the main console. He goes underneath it, and he gets chastised by the Black Guardian the entire time, so it kind of feels like an old married couple.
God. And while this is happening, Tegan, having dropped Turlough off in this new room, she goes to see Nissa, who we saw Nissa in Enlightenment. No, not Enlightenment.
No,
Snake
we saw
Dance.
Nissa in Snake Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, she's doing some science in their room. I believe Tegan and Nissa have to share a room. Not certain on that.
Again, infinite rooms, and they have to share a room. It's weird.
Yeah. It's Doctor Who. The Doctor's a little scattershot about rooms.
And now that I know they share rooms, suddenly that one bit from Farewell Sarah Jane makes all the sense in the world.
Wait, no, I know why. I know why they have to share rooms. Because they don't want to build another set.
Yeah,
exactly.
Actually, yes.
And also, may I remind you that this is the same man who, in 6 incarnations' time, keeps giving Amy and Rory bunk beds.
Oh, God.
So, you don't know shit about bedroom space. Anyway, Nissa's doing science in her room, which will become important later. So, Turlough does a thing, pulls out some shit which is supposed to rip the heart from the TARDIS, and then creates dimensional instabilities.
Whoops.
Good job, Turlough. You really done it now. So,
I like how in about
Turlough,
space of 5 minutes, Turlough does more to sabotage the TARDIS than the Silence did in an entire arc.
He has a point.
Oh my God!
And this is just one man just messing around inside the TARDIS under the direction of the Black Guardian. He does more to sabotage, to jeopardize the TARDIS' future existence than the Silence did.
Christ's sake! So it just goes to show you how shit the Silence are. One guy with a bird on his head getting a ginger schoolboy to pull some wires is more effective than an entire goddamn religious order. Anyway,
yeah, because it's like they need to use like the Pandorica and everything. It was super complicated.
Well, the Pandorica was not.
That was the Alliance, not the Silence.
That was the people who were fucking around with they thought the Doctor blew shit up on
the Alliance to end Doctor Mania.
It was still part of the whole process of everything.
True. Anyway, there's dimensional instability. The outside universe is breaking through the TARDIS. Shit's gone haywire. Tegan and the Doctor burst into the TARDIS console and be like, what the fuck's going on? Oh, God. And the Doctor's just pushing buttons. And all this shit is like warping the TARDIS. And it's an interesting effect, I say. But Nissa is stuck in... Yeah,
I say interesting. Too, meaning bad, but okay.
It's 80s Doctor Who. That's par for the course, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those things where it's still funny to call out these bad effects.
Oh, yeah, I know. But, so Nissa's stuck in her room as there's dimensional instability, and we get a really neat visual where, like, the wall in front of her is shimmering and moving, and it forms, like, the image of a skull.
Yep.
Which turns into a door.
Yep.
I really like this. This is the kind of gonzo striking nonsense I'm into.
I do like this. I mean, it makes no sense at all, but
I mean,
it's science fiction. That's fine.
It's very Warrior's Gate, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You can see.
I think
you can tell.
Isn't it the basic idea that the TARDIS intersected with another ship?
Yeah, the TARDIS intersects with the spaceship because of it's like an emergency protocol or something.
Yeah.
What have I written in my notes about this? Automated defense system.
Yeah.
Yes.
And at this point, I should mention that there are 2 versions of Terminus, and we were watching the special edition.
Yeah.
So the effects that they use throughout these stories, these episodes, might not quite be the same if you watch the standard version.
Which, I'm not really a big fan of the special edition for Doctor Who, because at least with Star Wars, those are supposed to be, at least in George Lucas's mind, these big spectacles. But this is 80s Doctor Who. It's supposed to look like shit.
It kind of makes sense, though, because Enlightenment had a special edition where they put like a real effort into the ships at the end of part 1.
They had the same budget Brainiac paid for lunch to make these effects. So they're supposed to look dodgy and crap. That's part of the appeal. But we went through the special edition. I will say that the shimmering effect looks better. Like they just pixelated it originally, but I do like the special edition upgrade to that. I don't really care for the 3D ships that they replaced the models with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
If you want to see a comparison, I'll drop a link in the description to Josh Snares, the Doctor Who YouTuber who compared the special editions of every classic series DVD, and I'll link the appropriate timestamp to Terminus for you all.
Okay, that sounds good.
But anyway, so we've got a skull door, and the Doctor's telling Nyssa to go through it because the dimensional instability in the TARDIS will catch up to her and kill her, I guess.
Yeah.
Basically, it's better to go to the other side of the door and go into the unknown than to face certain death in her room.
Right. So he must do something to solve it. She goes through, and she's on this other ship now, which the TARDIS is intersected with trans-dimensionally. And they head into her room after it's safe and clear. And we get a moment that made me laugh. The door is about to shut. So what does the Doctor do? He picks up a chair and he just fucking throws it
great.
into the gap. I love it.
It's like he doesn't just throw it either. It's like at one point you can see him actually throw it, and then it suddenly goes to this chair is being operated by strings or something. So it's just such a jarring move from natural throw to fixed track.
Beautiful.
And it's just so funny.
But he does this to basically disengage his TARDIS and the spaceship.
Yeah.
Separate the two of them. Via throwing a chair at a lot, but still, he separates the two of them.
So then...
well, actually, no, he's doing the opposite. By keeping the door open, he keeps the link open, so then he could go find Nyssa.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is it he and Tegan who go, or is it just him at first?
He tells Turlough and Tegan to stay where they are. And several moments later, they don't.
Tells them. They don't listen, but he tells them.
Well, Tegan doesn't listen. Turlough is like, I'll be fine staying here. Then the Black Guardian's like, no, bitch, you're going through. Once Turlough goes through, mysteriously, the chair gets yanked out of the door, and the door closes and disappears.
Gee, I wonder who did that.
It's straight up the door shuts and then crossfades into the ordinary wall of a spaceship. So
I also have to say the effect of the chair being yanked out is also really funny because it's super fast. So it's like yoink,
yoink. Yeah,
that damn Clara Oswald gets everywhere.
So we're exploring this mysterious spaceship. Now, I really like the atmosphere of this first part where you don't really know what's going on. Yep. It's just weird abandoned spaceship, and there's this weird electronic howling going on. It's really eerie.
Then it gets a little bit more complicated because now we're introducing two new characters who are space pirates.
Hey kids! Did you know this episode was made in 19... If you didn't, look at these goddamn characters!
Yeah, if you didn't know it was in the 1980s, just look at Kari's hair.
Jesus Christ, it's twice the size of her head.
The funny thing is, I was watching this, and they have these really weirdly shaped helmets on. And I was watching, and I'm like, why do they both have these weirdly shaped helmets on? Then Kari took hers off, and I realized it's to keep her hair intact.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She doesn't worry about helmet hair.
Big. They had to make a helmet for her.
What's the male space leader's name? Olvir?
Olvir. Yeah.
He's actually, he's got a long ponytail, and I think he's got some eyeshadow on.
Let's just put it this way for people who might have a little trouble visualizing it. It's very ground control to Major Tom right now.
Yeah. I mean, you can look on screen since we're going to have it on screen by this point.
Yeah. Yes, we are. I totally remember to do that.
If you can't look, just imagine David Bowie in, doing his whole space novella, whatever.
But what the fuck is his name? Olvir. Yeah. He's got a long ponytail. He's got eyeshadow. Makeup game's strong, I gotta say.
Yeah, his eyeshadow looks really good on him.
And Kari is all about the hair. The hair just doesn't stop. with Kara.
The hair is its own character.
I had to go look at my DM with Christina after I finished it, and I said, "Oh, this story was neat," and they said, "Yeah, I like it a lot, especially Olvir, weird space twink."
Yeah.
Oh my god, he is!
They said that in the
You're not
DM
wrong.
that they thought Olvir was a really interesting character. But Kari is
twink.
interesting for a different reason because of who plays her.
Oh, I don't know this story. Please
She's
tell
portrayed
me.
by Lisa Goddard, aka Mrs. Colin Baker.
What?
Yeah, at one time she was married to Colin Baker.
Holy shit!
I think they were divorced at the time that she made this, but she certainly was married to him at some point.
Oh my gosh!
You don't understand how wild this is, because
Wait, is this the same lady that that he was dating at the time when he was the doctor? The one that caused all the problems for him?
I don't know. Colin Baker.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it. I just know that she was married to him at one
wasn't there a
point.
thing where he was dating someone at the time and like his producer was really angry he was dating her?
I don't know this
All I'll
story.
say is she was married to him and she isn't married to him now, so take from that what you will.
She made a huge mistake.
I'm not going to judge personal relationships.
Yeah. What's funny is this season opened with a story called Arc of Infinity, and that's a story about Time Lords. And there's this one Time Lord called Commander Maxwell, who's a real arrogant asshole to the Doctor in the story. And he's played by this young upstart actor known for playing brash, arrogant people. You probably heard of him. His name's Colin Baker.
Yeah. Arc of Infinity is also famous for having a giant space chicken in it.
Yes, it is. And I will never pick that story.
Well, you know what? Actually, him and I, Colin Baker and I have a lot in common, so that's why I resonate so much with him. So, you know, things like this.
Oh.
You have one of those?
So, I'm guessing that this wasn't from you, Frez.
Did you just get it?
Raniac.
No, it wasn't from me either.
Hang on, Kat, did you just get this in the mail?
Yes, this was you, wasn't it?
This was me.
Oh.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, I had a feeling. The only reason I blamed Raniac at first was because guess where it came from?
Yeah, fucking Amazon said that it wouldn't be. So that was a lie? I didn't even get a delivery notification. I had no idea you got this, but...
Well, no. Guess what the return address is for?
What's that?
Blackpool.
What the hell? Did you set me up? So yeah, it's just quite an interesting connection that she's got to the show. Although, again, because I don't know when she was married to him, when she got divorced, I can't tell if they met on the set or if they were married when he was the Doctor or before he was the Doctor or whatever. But there's a link there anyway. But these two space pirates, they take the Doctor's sudden appearance about as well as to be expected. They take him prisoner.
Yep. Makes sense.
But they are space pirates. So it's kind of what they do.
Yeah, and then at some point we cut back. Basically, we're cutting back and forth between Tegan and Turlough and then Doctor and Nyssa. We cut back to Tegan and Turlough, where Tegan swears that she hears Nyssa's voice. So she runs off to go and try to find where Nyssa is. And they hear the voice behind a door. So Tegan's like, help me get this open. She's trying really hard to get open. Sends Turlough off to go find a pry bar of some kind. While he's away, and I believe at this point, this is when he picks up Nyssa's notebook that was on the floor.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Because the idea is that they were sort of using her notebook that was on the floor of the ship as a landmark for where the TARDIS door was.
Yep.
But I believe he picks it up at this point, and then he hears Tegan yelling, and he takes some time, but he runs back and finds her pretty much plastered against the door as robed arms are coming out of the open doorway, trying to grab at her.
Oh, that's a freaky visual.
Oh, that
And-
is pretty good.
And I have a problem with this, but we'll discuss it later.
Okay.
Yeah. So, did we talk about the Doofy robot yet?
I think we should talk about the Doofy robot, yeah.
I love the Doofy robot.
This
like,
Doofy robot in this story, by the way.
like you're watching, oh, here's the special edition. Change. And then you go on set and there's a Doofy looking robot.
Yeah.
Paid for with somebody's tea money. And also, yeah, the Doctor and Nissa are finding that the ship is basically on autopilot, and there's nobody on board except for the aforementioned grabby hand folks.
Yeah.
And this is when the Space Raiders pull their guns on the Doctor and Nissa, and they're like, ah, we've got you now.
And then their ship undocks and just leaves them there.
Yep.
Bye, bitch!
Corey
Like,
takes
no
as
reason
well.
is given.
He takes this well.
By which I mean she tries to force them to bring it back.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird scene that really doesn't go anywhere, in my opinion. Because they're there in order to take possession of the cargo. You know, they're space pirates, it's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But when they get on the ship, they mention that the ship wasn't as described. You know, they were told something completely different, so they're trying to figure that out. When suddenly their ship just up and fucks off.
I think I have a reading on why this, and it has to do with the characters that we'll meet later, the Vanir,
Yeah.
who in episode 4, when one has a fight with, he mentions, "Oh, I know how you fight. You're combat trained. I know you're commanding officer." There's a line like that, which makes me think that Kari and Olvir.
Yeah.
Yeah, which makes me think, I just call them the Space Raiders, which makes me think that these two were set up so that they were brought here to be abandoned and then, like, recruited into the Vanir.
That does make sense.
Or make them scapegoats if it all goes wrong.
Making scapegoats. I think it's either way, I'm some sort of treachery double cross.
Yeah.
These two are getting fucked over.
Kara's
to be
reaction to this is
fair-
interesting. She first tries to force the Doctor to take the two space pirates with him, and then she tries to negotiate and persuade.
I like this scene because of the way Davison doesn't give a fuck about being held at gunpoint. It's like, you better do this. And it's like, oh, you better take us to your ship. And he's like, I'm not going to do shit while you're holding a gun at me like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's even better than that.
Oh,
Because
yeah, well,
what she's doing is, she says, "I demand that you take me to your ship." And he's like, "Or what?" So they point the guns at Nissa, and the Doctor's like, "Go ahead. What are you going to do? I'm the only one with a ship here. I have all the power. The hell."
And then when they ask him for help, he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, sure."
Yeah, absolutely.
If you ask, see, all you had to do is use the magic word.
Yeah.
Yep. It's almost like
that's
being
a very
polite is a good thing.
Doctor thing to do, isn't it? Like, no guns, just negotiation, just words.
So, our ship, then we get an announcement from a pleasant British voice that our ship is about to dock with something else,
Which is obviously evil because all evil is British.
and we get the mention of something called Terminus Incorporated, and out open all those doors, and out come all weird people who tried to grab Tegan. And as it turns out, well, Tegan and Turlough are like, "Oh shit!" and they go to hide down in the vents. And the four of the Doctor, Nissa, Kira, and Orville, or I can't say that fucking name. Orville.
Yeah, close enough.
Just call him olive oil and be done with it.
Olive oil, thank you. That it works. Huh? I'm not going to stumble over my goddamn words. So, Dr. Nissa, Kira, and Olive Oil come on out. And
Kira and Olive Oil?
Hey, it's easier to say than Orville.
No. It's Kira's not right either. All the letters in there, just not in the right order. Kari.
Kari. Shit. Goddamn.
So a character from Death Note and a character from Popeye the Sailor Man are both on a ship together.
Just go with Kira. We know who you made.
Yeah.
Kira,
whatever you can pronounce.
Our big reveal here for the end of episode 1 is that these people have Lazar's syndrome. They're lepers.
Yeah.
I love the delivery that Olive Oil's actress gives. It's like, now we know, don't we? They all have Lazarus syndrome. This is a leper ship. We're all going to die.
And that's our cliffhanger part 1.
It's like something out of fucking Troll 2.
They ate him, and then they're going to eat me. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
It's the same fucking like drawing out the line delivery and panic. It's so good.
I wonder how many takes that took. That was the best one they had that day. All right, we've recorded this shit 20 times. Call it a day.
Dick pics.
So part 2. Part 2 resumes. Thanks for that, Cat. Part 2 resumes when we left off in part 1.
What was that?
What was what?
Dick pics. Oh, that was me just saying dick pics. Okay.
I'm telling you, it's the Monty Python blackmail sketch in real life. But part 2, for real this time. So it basically, Kari tries to shoot the Lazars. These are the plague victims, the Lazars. Yeah. And the doctor says, don't do that. Tegan and Turlough are hiding in the grate. This happens quite a bit. They can't find olive oil.
In fact, they're going to spend all of episode 2 down in that.
They can't find olive oil. Yeah. Olive oil is...
It's not great.
He turns out to be a damn coward because he's hiding behind a chair.
Run away! Run away!
In fact, he's cowering behind the chair, it's fair to say. He's cowering, not just hiding.
Anyway, we also get exposition that the Space Raiders chose this ship because it looked big and expensive with lots of cargo on it, but turns out the cargo was just really sick people who had space leprosy.
That kind of tallies with your idea that they were set up then, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because you would think that if they're space pirates, wouldn't they want to scan for life forms? Question mark?
Let me look
They weren't authorized to do that, though.
Let me look up Olvir on TARDIS Wiki. Nah, there's nothing here on that. Let's look at Kari and see if there's anything on her about that.
You're really going to no-sell another M reference. That's really how we've come to in our friendship, Jerry. Thanks for that.
Oh, good lord. Okay, that's a cute. That's certainly a behind-the-scenes fact I just learned.
Go on.
Go on.
Okay, you may have to cut this one out, but writer Steve Gallagher originally wanted to call the character Yoni, Y-O-N-I, but John Nathan Turner asked him to change it as this was Indian slang for part of the female anatomy.
I mean, I won't cut that out because it's a fact, but I'm glad they changed it.
Yes. Anyway, I don't see any factoid that confirms or denies that they were betrayed or anything, but it's
no, but it does lend credence to your theory because all that glitters or all that glisters is not gold.
Yeah,
only shooting stars break the mold.
A big payday, and actually, psych! You're now with a bunch of play victims.
Yeah, but somebody once told me that the world was.
Well, they don't sound like the sharpest tool in the shed.
Nah. In fact, they were looking kind of dumb with their finger shaker.
Yes, so back to Doctor Who then.
And
now you're an all-star.
Okay, let's back to Doctor Who.
We get another appearance by the Black Guardian.
Kill him, you
We're rating
bastard!
Turlough for not yet killing the Doctor. Again, this is going to happen quite a few times.
Which, literally, there's Turlough and here's the thing. Turlough and Tegan, I don't think really do much to affect the plot. Minus one small thing Turlough... Well, not small. Minus one thing Turlough does at the end of part 3. Other than that, they're basically stuck in these vents. So, the Black Guardian showing up is just so Valentine Dial can get his paycheck.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Valentine, say something in the mic. Kill him, boy! Kill him for all of his evil! Right now,
I have no problem with Valentine Dial getting a paycheck for playing the Black Guardian because he's great.
Yeah, so that's basically he has 2 lines an episode from now on. Turlough It's like, I need to talk to the Black Guardian.
Hang on. Guys. They're in the vent. Only imposters can go in the vent. Eat them.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, that does work out, actually.
Oh, my God. I knew that Turlough was kind of sus. Anyway, Nissa talks to the coward and afraid Olvir. I got his name right.
Oh, now you get his name right.
Hey, good job. You get it.
Now I did it. I'll get it wrong next time. I promise. And it's an interesting little motivational speech. But some more shit happens, and Nissa isn't feeling so hot.
Nope.
So we get some more info. Lazarus disease is what these people have, and Terminus Incorporated supposedly offers a cure, but nobody comes back from it. And there's a mysterious company that runs Terminus, and the only thing they care about is profit. And there's a line somewhere in episode 2 here that mentions, like, just like the old plagues, which I guess they're referring to, like, the bubonic plague, the black plague, and stuff like that, is that they're playing on fear and doing stuff. Yeah. So space capitalism and well, you know, a deadly contagion is shockingly culturally relevant.
Yeah.
You know, just a bit.
It's very interesting that Christina picked this week and this year.
And at all.
No, well, I don't know about that at all. It's interesting.
I'm not going to criticize their taste. They're allowed to like what they want to like.
Oh, no, I'm not criticizing their taste. I'm just saying it's a little weird for them to get out of the hospital and immediately pick one that demonizes plague victims.
Well, yes, I was going to get to that, but...
Yes, well, I get... well, their favorite Davison story, or one that they like and think we like, so... It's a good pick. I'm interested in it. I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah, I had a blast.
Anyway, we get some more info dump stuff, which I basically just wrote down all the important information. Now, if there's any betweens that I'm missing by not looking at the obviously totally accurate TARDIS wiki, but Terminus, which is actually like a big space station sort of thing, just hovering out here, where that the little Lazar ship is docked with now. Terminus is at the exact center of the known universe.
Yep.
And from here we meet some assholes in armor.
The Veneer.
Which, hey, isn't that a mythological reference?
Yeah, if you're wondering why the two space pirates had strange names, Kari and Olvir, that's a reference to Norse mythology, and so are the names of the Veneer.
Yeah, that Norse mythology is all over the fucking thing.
Oh, yes. Particularly when we get to the monster of this particular story.
Oh, well, you say monster, but, like...
There's not really a monster here except for capitalism.
Yeah, it's oxygen all over again, isn't it?
Which, I'm kind of fine with a story like that, as you may or may not be aware.
Yeah.
Trust me, we're aware.
I have no strong feelings either way. I am beige.
Nah, I'm with Fred on this. Fuck capitalism.
If I don't survive, tell my wife hello.
You don't have a wife.
It's Futurama.
Right.
It's the neutral people from Futurama. It goes, your neutralness, it's a beige alert. If I don't survive, tell my wife hello. They can't say anything other than neutral statements.
So, these guys do some shit, and one of them, Boar, as we find out his name is this actually hang on, is this actually where we get that scene? I think it is. Where Boar checks some stuff and then heads into something called the Forbidden Zone to investigate.
This is interesting. We get some nice world building here. The Forbidden Zone and the lines demarcating on the floor. Like, you can go here, you can't go here. Again, in the middle of the pandemic, that hits a bit close to home, but...
There's your big oof.
Having literally been in a shopping centre today where there were lines on the floor saying you can step here, you can't step here, one-way system. Whoops.
Yep. I know all that shit too. Yeah, that's a mood. But yeah, so this guy Bor, his name is, which BOR. We're not like making funny.
No, it's actually kind of fun because that's also the name of Odin's father from Norse mythology.
Oh shit!
They really go to town with the Norse mythology references here.
Which
I
don't really know if they're doing anything with it beyond like we might be in Dragonfire territory again, where it's just a weird flex. Like, look what I can do.
I think it's a weird flex.
Yeah.
Which it's neat.
I'm trying to think back to my knowledge of Norse mythology if there's a story about plague victims. I don't think there is off the top of my head, but if I've missed it, because it's not my area of expertise in ancient history and mythology, it's more of like a sideline, a hobby. But
you're more of a Greek.
Greek, Roman, and Egyptian is my forte.
I'm the Norse person. I love Norse mythology.
No, I love it. I'm just saying I'm not as clued in as I am of the other three.
I mean, there's one obvious story I can think of that could play into this, but we'll get to that later.
This is basically me saying, if I make a mistake, don't blame me for it. I just don't know.
So we got something in between, like the sort of academic pretentiousness, to use in lieu of a nicer word, of Dragonfire, with something that actually plays with myth and stuff, a la Curse of Fenric.
Yeah.
So we're somewhere in the middle here with Terminus. It's like, it's not really that thematic to the story, but at the same time, it does more than just be there for its own sake. It adds a nice flavor to it.
And then we go from pretentious Norse mythology references to Nissa stripping.
Oh yeah, well, before that, I've got down that the ship is starting stage 1 sterilization, which sounds bad, because then the vents that Tegan and Turlough are in start flooding with I guess, like...
weird gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking...
They're still in the vent at this point.
Hose them down with the hand sanitizer.
That really does hit close to home.
I know.
I will say something that kind of disappoints me is that when Tegan and Turlough are under the floor the first time we see them, just after Turlough hears the Black Guardian, the armored man who is patrolling around at that point says sterilize, and I kind of wish that the robot had said it, because it's kind of like exterminate.
Yeah,
that's probably why it didn't say it.
I get you.
Probably, but it still would have been cute.
Anyway, at this point, Nissa, who previously had a little stumble, like, ooh, I'm feeling a little woozy, she has another one, and oh shit, oh no, Nissa's caught Lazar disease.
Yep.
Cool, now I can talk about it. This disease is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's space leprosy.
No, it's complete bullshit, because at one point, Olvir's like, it's in the air, we've been breathing it, we're all going to get it. Ah, panic, panic. Then later on, he says you can only get it by touching.
Which, this raises an interesting question, because
Tegan!
Part 1 had Tegan with these fuckers all over. I was thinking that
they were all over
too.
her face, all over her arms. She had plenty of exposed skin.
They were, yeah.
And later
Nissa
on,
didn't get touched at all, which I don't get.
Nissa was just walking around.
Well, actually, I have a theory that might.
There is a read on that's olive oil is a hypochondriac.
There's another read I have where these are all like weird space aliens, and Lazar's disease doesn't affect like capital H humans. Because Nissa's not human; she's a Trakonite from the planet Traken.
Yeah, she's not a human.
And Kira and Olvir, I guess, could be weird space aliens too, along with all the other.
Nissa's not human, or Tegan's not human?
Nissa's not human.
Okay.
Tegan is human.
Okay.
Turlough's not human either.
The only human on board the TARDIS crew at this point is Tegan.
Yeah, but they all look like people, because 80s Doctor Who, they don't even really do the Star Trek thing or glue face.
Yeah, they even poke fun of it in the very first episode of the modern era. Humans are very popular around these parts.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird explanations.
The main problem is that not only do we not know what race Olvir and Kari are, but we also don't know like what the main race is of the people who are actually brought there. So honestly, it's impossible to tell. But this disease is still bullshit.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, either way, Nissa's got it, And hypochondriac Olvir here just lets the doofy robot fucking hook her wrist and drag her away while she... Help me, don't take me away.
We've been betrayed by the doofy robots.
No.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. So, the armored guys, as it turned out, they've got this armor, and later we'll find out how this shit works. They need something called hydromel to live, and hydromel is basically like a glow stick.
Yeah.
So they get these glow sticks and they just shove them in tubes in their chest armor, and that like keeps them alive.
And this is very Blake 7. Terry Nation's science fiction show Blake 7. So,
Okay.
there's a race of creatures that the Federation uses called mutoids. And in one of the episodes, the main baddie, who's not Servalan, the male main baddie, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's got a mutoid as a partner, and she's got like a thing in her chest that feeds her plasma. And at one point, she just takes it out, refills it, and puts it back in.
Interesting.
And he's like, really disgusted by this.
So Nissa gets taken by the robot to the waiting veneer guys. There's two of them there. I don't recall their names off the top
Travis,
of my head.
that's the guy from Blake 7's name, Travis.
And she's going to be taken to something called the Garm. And nobody's ever come back from seeing the Garm.
The two veneer are Valgard and Sigurd. And Sigurd I know he's a hero of Norse mythology.
Yes.
And also a Fire Emblem protagonist.
Well, I wasn't going to go there, but yes.
I mean, it's fact. But yeah, so it's after this scene we see that I think it's the leader of the Vanir. He's demonstrating the whole hydromel thing. He gets his fresh glow sticks. He takes his depleted one out of his chest and he slaps a new one in.
No, that's Sigurd. He went to go pick up the shipment, and he stole a vial.
We have four veneers: Iraq, Bor, Sigurd, and Valgard.
Right. So Nissa tries to escape, and it's a pretty good try. It doesn't work, but like I applaud the effort. She straight up smacks one of the veneer in the face.
Yeah, I mean, Nissa's... There's a running joke about this, is that in the Fifth Doctor era, Nissa does the work and the Doctor just stands there looking pretty.
we haven't watched Kinda, where Nissa's entire wonderful story arc is taking a nap.
Yeah. That's the exception that proves the rule, you see. But there's a reason why that great thing was like Columbo meets the Doctor, and the fifth one is Nissa solves the crime.
Oh God, that'll be funny for when we finish the story here. But
Tom Baker is immediately arrested.
Baker's immediately arrested. Anyway, I think it's time we talk about the Garm, because we see the Garm right about now.
Oh, I love this.
Again, all the special editions and make beautiful CG modeled ships, but at the end of the day, you're watching an 80s Doctor Who story with a giant furry.
I like that they didn't try to spruce this guy up in the special edition, as far as I know.
No, they really didn't.
It's a big dog head in armor with glowing eyes, and it's great.
Yep.
This is what classic Doctor Who's all about.
Yeah.
I will say though that if anybody happens to be more into Egypt than they are into Norse mythology, and you want something a little bit more modern, they do something kind of like this in the Australian K9.
Yeah, they do.
You watched it.
She isn't just promoting. She's just promoting the show that she likes. They do a callback to Egyptian mythology.
Yep.
Cute.
And it's really cool.
I just thought of a funny meme. You know the handshake meme? The Predator handshake meme?
Yeah.
Doctor Who, Power Rangers, big doofy rubber suit monsters.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, you're not.
Not. Anyway, so Olvir follows Nissa to try to rescue her from the Vanir. He's lurking around here. And meanwhile, Turlough and Tegan are stuck in place. They're like sort of cornered, and Turlough's banging on bars to try and get out. Luckily, he finds a way out. He breaks a bar, and they can go. And then we get the Doctor and Kari.
Yeah.
Kira?
Kari.
Kari.
All right.
Yeah. They're doing a thing. He's asking Kari a question, and she's really interrupted by a Vanir fucking with his staff around her neck trying to choke her. And he's like, let her go! And he lets her go, and he's like, oh, but I'm going to kill you! And then he strangles so hard.
The part 2 cliffhanger is the Doctor getting strangled.
Yep.
It makes a change from him doing it to Perry.
I wasn't going to go. Jesus, I wasn't going to go there. But, yeah.
I'll go there.
Have we mentioned that the whole reason that the Garm was brought about was so that Iraq could send him after Bor once Bor had inevitably died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Vanir are interesting because one of them is like a fatalist. One of them just doesn't care about the plague victims at all.
Mm-hmm.
And Iraq is like, well, Bor's going to die now. Oh, well.
Honestly, if it wasn't for his cape, I wouldn't remember who he is. So I remember Iraq because of his cape, and I remember Bor because of his amazing mustache.
Yeah.
Everybody else is a blur.
Oh, Bor has the best fucking... It's like,
well, it's Valgard that's choking out the Doctor at this point.
Yeah.
Which, our episode 3 cliffhanger is one, because Kari, reflects a laser into his head.
Yeah, this is great. So,
that's a Doctor Who mirror alert.
It is, but I love this. I love this cliffhanger resolution. So, the Doctor is getting choked out by Valgard. Kari wakes up. She gets her gun. Valgard sees and goes, "Not tonight!" And he puts the Doctor in front of him like a shield. So Kari just goes, "All right then." Shoots behind him and hits him in the back.
Yeah, she reflects the shot.
Yeah, I'll let you have
and
that one.
Is, Doctor Who mirror alert. Whoop, whoop,
but
whoop,
you know, she shows a lot of intelligence. She shows a lot of intelligence doing that.
Yep.
It does drain the gun, unfortunately. But
yes, and even
which
more
they say
unfortunately,
out loud
she says that
over.
Yeah,
they say out loud over Valgar.
Dude.
Valgard.
Dude won.
Dude
what?
won.
Dude won.
Dude looks like a lady.
Du hast.
Dude, yeah.
Right.
Him.
So
Over him.
yeah. So anyway, then after that, well, Tegan and Turlough are out. They get out of the vents and they're back in the corner for more shenanigans. But
finally out the damn vent.
Yeah, after only an episode, but there's some interesting exposition involved, which all they care about is their hydromel. They don't give two shits, really, about the poor Lazars. But since they're not doing well enough, they're getting cutbacks on their hydromel by the company.
Yeah.
So now they give a shit because all survive and we're getting cutbacks. That's very, very anti-cap. 1983.
It is, and
like,
it's also sort of like a reference to doctors that would sell placebos that were just coloured water.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or sugar water.
They also mentioned that they are also slaves in this.
Yeah.
That apparently they had done some wrong, and this was their penance, essentially.
I don't know which one it is, but one of them is a former space pirate.
I think it's the one who was strangling the Doctor and got shot.
It could be, but one of them is a former space pirate.
Which just adds to my theory that the space pirates got sold out for
they wanted Olvir and Kari as new members of the Vanir.
Yeah, to
Kari
try and increase productivity or something. You can see how this works. Like, oh, hey, we need increase productivity on Terminus. Then maybe they won't be having.
Speaking of man getting shot in the back, then he actually comes back.
Yeah.
Yep.
And actually, before we move on to that, I'm going to do something about the hydromel.
Okay.
So obviously they have that whole thing where Iraq finds out that one of them is colored water. He throws it. He gets mad, and they mention that they need this hydromel to live.
Right.
However, we've never seen anybody truly be worse off without the hydromel. There is a scene later on where Boar is badly hurt, and he doesn't seem to get better until the hydromel. But there is still the question of, is this a placebo effect that they think they're getting better?
Yeah.
Or is it also possible that this is a more addictive kind of drug and they feel that they need it to live?
Both are equally plausible.
I like
Sorry.
that. Yeah.
But either way, it's still, capitalism.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
Yeah, it's just
Whether they're selling an addictive drug or placebo, these guys are hooked on.
It's just Nissa gets to take a look at the hydromel a little bit later on. It says that it seems to be a very simple enzyme. So I'm just wondering if it's that simple, exactly what it could possibly be, and if this goes deeper.
Good question.
Yeah,
Good question.
it is.
Something worth thinking about for your reading.
I like
the
the
story.
fact you can read quite a few different things into these episodes.
You can also read A Clever Disguise by Olivia.
Yeah, he disguises himself as a veneer.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work at first, but
It kind of does.
Well, not really.
He does something even
Because
clever at that
Valgard
point.
comes in and sees him and is like, "Oh yeah, that's an intruder," and then immediately goes to tell on him.
Yeah, but that's the clever bit. But the weird thing about Olivia is that he's depicted as a coward in parts 1 and 2, but then really starts to show some smarts in part 3.
Maybe he's having like a hero moment, making up for it.
I mean, he is trying to get Nissa back, so yeah.
Well, he does say at one point during part 2, I believe, that his sister was one of the ones who was infected and never came back. So it could be he's trying to help someone since he couldn't help his sister.
That's so penance. Yeah,
his sister flat out died of the disease. Yes.
Right. Okay. So there's an interesting brief conversation between Turlough where Turlough's like, "Hey Tegan, could you kill a man if you had to?"
Like, I don't know, would you?
Like, what a way to bring the Black Guardian arc in.
Yeah.
Like, and Tegan's even like, "Turlough, you bring up the weirdest shit."
And the Black Guardian is not happy he brought that up.
It's so fucking wild.
Yeah, this is Valentine Dale's obligatory appearance for this episode.
He's got his 300 quid. We're happy.
Yep.
It's so weird to hear use of what people say 300 quid. But
I mean, that's what he was paid.
It's the quid. It's the quid from a non-English person.
Would you prefer I say 300 pounds?
No, quid's fine. It's just a little bit of a whiplash. But anyway, so speaking of the man that got shot in the back, then he's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really British, unlike you, Rainiac. So
yes, don't ever forget that.
Yes, totally British. Anyway,
he's completely, utterly British.
I was born in the United States of America. Son of a bitch!
Oh my God! He said it!
He said it!
That's from 4 years ago!
Oh shit!
That is a joke that's 4 years paid off!
He said it on stream. I mean, I said, hey, be gay, do crime. You said you're born in the States of America.
Okay, I was born in the United States of America.
Oh, he clarified it.
When you said soundboard, I thought you just meant Jerry.
Equal opportunity prankster, man.
Yeah.
Prankster.
Yeah.
I lure you into a false sense of security.
I can't even. Well, I can be mad. I am mad, but well played. I can be mad and I am, but well played.
Oh, God. So...
The deportation happens on Monday. Well,
where was he born again?
Bit too. But so Valgard, where the hell were we? Valgard bursted. He's angry about what happened with him and the Doctor and Kari. namely, the whole shooting him in the back thing. He challenges Iruk to the leadership, and Iruk says, well, if you come back from the Forbidden Zone and you've got the intruders, I'll have to step down and make you the leader. Now, is he setting him up to get killed? We don't know, but...
Yeah, they obviously think that the Doctor and Kari are like company spies.
Yeah.
Here. And so they're like, oh, we're going to get him, we're going to kill him. Anyway, the Doctor and Kari are in the Forbidden Zone. And they come across Boar. Or actually, yeah, they come across Boar. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
or
right.
what's left of him.
It's more
He's dragging a bunch of shit along, and like half his face is burnt. So, owie. He's not in good shape. He collapses. Kari doesn't want to help him, but the Doctor's like, oh, he's hurt. We got to help him. So they help him drag his shit to a radiation leak close to one of the engines, which have been damaged, and they're causing a radiation leak. And this is where we get some key exposition, where it's like, oh, the radiation from these engines, the explosion is so massive it could probably like, blow up the universe. And one of these engines already exploded a really long time ago. The Boar.
Yep. And we should mention during this, because of the radiation and everything, he is having short-term memory loss.
Yeah.
So that's sort of a hindrance to everything.
So he's not really delivering the most clarified of exposition. But same thing. Anyway, I guess Valgard shows up because I have written here in all caps, I'm gonna beat your ass, Doctor Who.
I wish he said that. That would be even better.
But yeah, Valgard is fucking pissed, and yeah, Kari tries to hold a gun, and he's like, I heard the power pack's drained. Gonna beat the shit out of you now. You goddamn
always ask Doctor Who. Nobody ever asked Doctor How.
It would have been really funny. It would have been really funny if he said the power pack's drained and Kari just threw the gun at him.
Yeah.
That would have been good. Hell, have Peter Davison do it. Apparently he can throw a chair like... Right. So, we got a little fight scene. Boar knocks Peter Davison in the arm and hurts him.
I'm sorry, but now all I can think of is next up in the ring for Super Slam, Peter Davison!
By God, it's Doctor Who in the ring! Oh my God!
He's got a chair!
Yeah, he's got a chair, alright. He threw it into a door.
He's doing a chair with Painsborough.
Oh my God. Peace was never an option. Beautiful.
Sheriff Gainsborough? What?
You haven't, Kat, link the
You
image.
haven't heard of Sheriff Painsborough?
I've seen the clip with Sheriff with a chair.
Kat, link it just so we have it for the podcast.
You don't need to link it. I know what it is.
For the viewers. I know you. But
I've never referred to it as Sheriff before.
Sheriff Painsborough.
Yep.
Beautiful.
That's incredible.
You sent Blaze Fury a shirt with that on.
Yes, I did.
And he thought it was for me.
Of course he has a shirt with that on it.
Which is fun thematic mirroring for your Colin Baker.
I mean, of course he has a shirt with that on it. Why wouldn't he?
Of course, because Kat bought it for him.
Yeah,
because he absolutely lost his mind when Sephiroth was announced for Smash, and so did I.
Didn't we all?
There you go.
I don't know if we can we link that one without spoiling it.
I can cut just the top one out and use that.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, so now I have the Garn takes Boar away.
Yes.
So,
and also, Boar mentions, even though he's like hallucinating and in a very weakened state, that if the engine explodes, the entire universe will be destroyed. And one engine has already exploded, but a long time ago.
I mentioned that. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I might have still had my mind broken by the the soundboard at that point. So.
Oh yeah. Wait. The soundboard that said, "I was born in the United States of America."
Yes, that
Oh
one.
wait, you mean this?
I was born in the United States of America.
That one. Yes.
Yes, that
correct.
one. It's all live, by the
Polly,
way.
if you want that for your podcast, hit me up.
No. She has it because 4 years ago we used it to prank everybody for April Fool's Day joke.
and yeah.
She did a special version of the Toxcast exposing me and saying she was
So,
a feminist.
so let's see. How many on your soundboard did we have from me? We had Gay Do Crime. We had Derek Perks. We had Jesse Cox as a furry.
I've still got 2 more that you haven't heard yet.
Okay, well, hopefully we can pepper them in the podcast. That'll be fun.
Like,
Give your cock a cock ring.
I should have stayed at the shopping centre 2 more hours.
That's helpful advice past me. That's helpful advice. So, Mr. Space Raider. So, can we run through the plot?
We can, yeah.
Yes.
So the Garm takes Boar away. Nissa is chained up now at the entrance of the Forbidden Zone.
Uh-huh.
And the Garm is now summoned to take her away as well, because they've decided that Nissa will be the first one of the victims to get the cure.
she was the most fit.
I guess.
Well, no, that's what they say. They say they take the most fit first.
It makes sense because she's the last person to be infected. So
Yeah.
which again still
Plus,
doesn't
you wanna
make
give
sense
them a
because she
fighting
never touched
chance.
anyone. But yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's definitely a very King Kong moment where it feels like she's the sacrifice to King Kong.
Yeah,
you mentioned Norse mythology. This is like a Greek mythology moment. This is
there you go.
Andromeda being sacrificed to the sea monster.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't that come up in my stream that we're getting all those sounds from?
It may have
Because
done,
I was
you were trying to romance
I'm pretty sure I asked you for advice because
you were trying to romance him a Gorgon. So yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You failed to romance the Gorgon, but
I didn't use lines like "get a." What was even that cock line? Refresh me, cat.
Sure.
Give your cock a cock ring. Give your cock a cock ring. Yes, thank you.
I'm looking to be
That's what I
reminded of
said.
this.
Technically,
Hey,
that
I
wasn't
need to be
the
reminded
Gorgon.
of dumb shit.
That was Polly the Ghost.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that
Polly
was.
Geist.
Who
Yes.
you successfully
Who I
romanced
held
the
hands
second
with.
time of asking.
I held hands with Polly Geist. I did.
And then the real Polly turned up, and that was hilarious.
It
Yeah.
was hilarious. So, but yeah, this is all chained up. The Garm is coming, but Olvir is here to save the day with his useless ass gun.
Yeah, he used the very clever ruse earlier when one of the Veneer thought that they'd spotted an intruder, but it was a decoy that he'd left. So he manages to escape that way. But here he tries to save Nissa, and it doesn't work at all because the gun, is useless. Doesn't work on the Garm in the slightest. Nissa is taken away. Olvir then follows them into the Forbidden Zone.
So now's about the time where we get the Doctor and Kari at the control center at Terminus here, and we find out what the fuck is going on, the threat of the plot. So this is gonzo shit. So bear with me here. So there's a dead pilot in the cockpit right here. And apparently this ship was once capable of time travel, but there was a fuel malfunction. So the pilot jettisoned his fuel before the engines could explode. But the act of jettisoning the fuel caused a chain reaction that did cause an explosion. But luckily the pilot was able to jump forward, build years in time, and avoid it. But that explosion just so happens to be event 1. The Big Bang!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some asshole pilot from before the universe that jettisoned his fuel and created all of this, and then jumped forward in time billions of years to this new universe.
Which
where he
means, by
died.
correlation, this pilot is responsible for President Trump.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I will never forgive him for that.
So now
the coronavirus.
Oh God.
Look,
So,
the story about plague.
now-
We're gonna have to mention it at some point.
Yeah.
I know. We already did, didn't we? But anyway, now the bigger threat is that if the engine should malfunction again, the force of the explosion would start another chain reaction, and destroy the universe.
Yep.
It would be a different kind of Big Bang. In this case, it would be far worse, so it's like Big Bang the show.
Ah, yeah. Well, it's a good thing that nothing's going to set this shit up. Say Turlough down in events fucking with the electrics.
I know,
Yeah.
It's not like the Black Guardian tells him to go do the emergency bypass switch and Turlough decides to comply or anything like that.
Yeah, and so he fucks with the electrics. He gets electrocuted, and Tegan lets out a pretty good scream,
Yeah.
and that kickstarts the computer to activate its shit and start the engines. So, oh shit, the universe is about to be fucking Butterfingers.
So I will say one thing about the copy of Terminus that we got. I don't know if you saw the same thing I did, or if it was a glitch
I
on my
did.
side.
I know.
Okay.
We all have the
You're
special
talking about.
edition, so yes.
No,
Okay.
I think you're talking about the part that when Turlough gets electric, it jumps back, and
Yes.
that's
Was
just
that
a glitch.
supposed to happen? Okay.
No,
No,
that
no.
wasn't
That's
supposed to happen.
just a glitch on the recording.
I looked up all you missed really is him electrocuting the thing. It starts up the computer and burns shit up. You probably saw it in the present part 4.
Yeah,
You saw everything.
I figured that once it ended at him getting electrocuted again, that it was probably a mistake or
Yeah,
something had
just
gotten cut off. But it was
yeah,
still
just
the
a-
fact
yeah.
that it looked like it had reversed time, and I thought that was going to be what was going on.
I thought so. I even wrote that in my notes. Pulling the trick, but no.
Yeah. So,
No.
then the next time, or not the next time, but the previous thing that happened that began at the beginning
The
of
cliffhanger reprise, yes.
Yes, thank you. I can't speak today. But that
Mhm.
showed me that something else happened, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, that was probably either a glitch or just something weird that they were doing.
Anyway, so that's what happens, and that's our cliffhanger. Oh shit! So that puts us into part 4, final part, and once again, Olvir fails to save Nick, wrestles, and the Garm just sort of runs off.
Yeah, Olvir fails because Valgard just attacks him from behind.
Yeah, and this is where we get the line from Valgard. My theory, where he's like, "Oh wait, you're not a combat spy. You're combat trained. I knew your commander."
I will say
He's
it
a
is,
space
however,
raider.
really funny when he loses Nissa, because Nissa's just behind him. She's trained up. While he's fighting the dude, the Gorn just comes and sort of picks her up and walks off. He turns around the wrong way and completely misses the dude just walking off next to him.
Yeah,
It is so funny.
that's pretty good.
Amazing. So it's also here that we get the fact that here are indeed slaves who need the hydromel to stay alive. And whether, as that cat said, whether it's because the hydromel's a placebo or whether it's addictive, that's left up to interpretation.
It might even be the real thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
It might. But either way, no matter what the outcome, they are completely dependent on this shit. So they're basically slaves. Both literal slaves and wage slaves.
And to that
Yep.
point as well, Irek confronts Boar, who's been brought to him and is essentially dying, and denies him any
Yep.
more hydromel because they don't want to waste the resource.
Yep.
Because apparently the company's been shorting them. They don't want to waste what they currently have, so on.
This is definitely giving me parallels to oxygen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that really does.
This
When
is
you think
reminding
about it
me
like
of
that.
now, where people have to like scramble to find the proper PPE.
Yep.
Oh god, can you imagine if this happens with the vaccine as well?
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
Oh, it is absolutely going to happen with the vaccine.
That's gonna be fun to deal with in 2021.
Yep.
It's like I have absolutely no hope in getting a vaccine before 2022.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, up here, there's not. I get one in time, but you know, who knows?
Anyway, I have written in my notes here they have a fight triangle win. I'm assuming that means that Olvir defeats Valgard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, back to Tegan and Turlough. Shit's going bad, and the liner is actually going to take off. So Turlough, he runs back into the TARDIS store, which has reappeared, while Tegan's rushing into the control room to do something to stop this thing from taking off.
Oh yeah,
she's
something
really
we forgot to
panicked
mention. The TARDIS door reappears because the Black Guardian reluctantly tells Turlough how to manage it.
Yeah.
by fucking with the electrics and also
Yeah.
blowing up the universe by accident.
At first he's like, I'm angry at you. You failed to kill the Doctor. I'm going to punish you now. But now, oh, actually, I need you. So reluctantly, I'm going to tell you how to get out of this.
And then when Turlough gets back, the Black Guardian gets pissed off. Electric anyway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Turlough was like, I can kill him. I can. I just need to get back to the TARDIS to do it. So when he gets back on the TARDIS, the Black Guardian's like, wait a minute. You just wanted to escape, you dick.
Yeah, you tricked me. Now you're going to pay.
Yeah.
God. And there's Valentine DL, 300 quid for episode 4.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Tegan's gonna stop this countdown and shit. Which she does in a panic by doing something or other. Good commentary, I know.
No, that's okay.
That is a real panic scene, but she manages to somehow make it stop. I think she managed.
Yeah.
I don't think it stops it.
Tegan is not as
Stops it from
incompetent.
taking off.
Tegan is not as incompetent or as helpless as you would believe. She's
I
actually
like
quite
Tegan.
intelligent.
I really like Tegan.
She is sometimes a victim of circumstance that sort of makes her into a damsel in distress, not for her own actions.
Yeah. Well, Snake Dance kind of had that.
Yeah, but it also gave us Evil Tegan, which was terrific.
Evil Tegan, yes, superb. Anyway, the Doctor and Kari are faced with the problem of rapidly approaching lever that's pulling itself back, and that they can't stop with any tool they got there. They can't do it with their hands. A metal bar just bends from the force of it. So they need something really strong. Hey, how about that big puppy?
The Garm.
The Garm. So they rush back. The Veneer have been summoning the Garm with this little piece of electronics. They just swipe their hand over it and it lets out a tone, and that summons the Garm to them to do their bidding.
Yep.
So the Doctor and Kari rush back to the entrance to the Forbidden Zone. They swipe over the thing. They call the Garm, and they ask him to help. And apparently the Garm can talk.
The Garm can talk, and he's actually not a monster. I only said that to hide this little twist.
Surprise!
He's not evil. Yeah. He's not evil. He's not a monster. He's actually quite, I don't want to say friendly, but he is
benevolent.
Benign?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Kinda, and he doesn't like what he's doing, but he is forced to do it because, surprise, he's a slave too.
Hey, there you go.
And
it's
honestly,
a capitalist version of Doctor Who Mirror Alert.
And honestly, what he was doing with Nyssa was he was putting her in front of the engine that was leaking radiation, because apparently it's the radiation that cures the disease.
Yeah.
So it's like super advanced space chemo?
Pretty much, yeah. So he took her over there in order to get her set up. Once she was done getting her dosage, he took her away, and that's when Alvear completely missed him taking her away.
He just didn't, bother to explain he was doing this.
Well, I mean, why would he?
Well, it's so set the shock that the Garm can actually talk in part 4.
Yeah, it is a bit of a shock, but,
Entirely manufactured.
So Nissa's got her space chemo, and she's cured now. And Olivia tries to break into her, holding cell / decontamination room, I guess, to save her. And she hears someone at the door, so she gets the door, and when Olivia busts in, she trips him, about to punch him in the face. And he's like, oh, shit, it's you. Hi.
Hey.
And she says the cure works. She's cured, but it needs to be controlled.
Yeah.
It needs to be refined.
Refined.
Properly studied, I think is the term she actually uses.
So
but
the Doctor and Kari get the Garm to the control room here, and he uses his amazing strength to hoist that lever back and stop the thing from exploding and blowing.
The day is saved thanks to Powerpuff Girl Garm. No, I mean...
Well, it's actually, there's an interesting read that I got from L. Sandifer's write-up of Terminus here, where the Garm is accordingly part of the old universes too, like the pilot, and therefore is the one that can interact with the ship, right? Someone like the Doctor or Kari or the Steel Bar, which are products of the new universe.
He's also incredibly strong.
He's also incredibly strong. You know, that's a sort of thematic component to why it has to be the Garm instead of just big doggy pull hard.
Yeah.
Which, you know, considering the Norse mythology, the fact that the universe almost blows up, calling the station Ragnarok might have been too on the nose, but would have fit
probably.
in its own way. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a way you could do it. Like, you could reveal that the station's not really named that. Like, it could be named something else, and then it's revealed the true name of it. Like, that's the way you could build the
I would say also, if it was called Ragnarok, then rename the Garm to Fenrir, but Fenrir actually starts Ragnarok.
Yeah, and then...
the Garm is in Norse mythology still.
Yeah.
Garm is a dog that guards the underworld.
Okay, the underworld. Okay,
so this one definitely does fit the theme. And does fit the character.
Yeah, that fits. That fits. I like that.
Yeah.
Technically, all the names fit the theme. It's just there's only a couple of them that seem to have any meaning in Norse mythology. Yeah.
Like, the story itself doesn't have much Norse mythological stuff in it. It's just, here are a bunch of Norse names. People from mythology and stuff.
That's pretty much exactly what it is, because I even looked up all the different names to see if they had any, alternate meaning. And I think it was Irak's name, who just came up as a dude from The Witcher. So
yeah. Anyway, the guy has now saved the day. He wants something in return. He wants his freedom, which is not unreasonable. A request.
So the doctor smashes that control bits. The Garm is free.
If this was another era, that would have killed the Garm. There would have been like a failsafe built into the box. Oh no, what have we done? But no, it's not that era. He gets to live. He gets his freedom, which I think he's earned by saving everybody on board the colony ship.
I certainly have some fun notes here. I've written here. I think this must be an attitude of one here. I've written, "Why change shit? Just stay alive. That's what counts."
Yeah.
Which is basically their MO. They don't give a shit about the Lazars so long as they get their Hydromel and they can keep up their shitty status quo. They don't have any dreams of like or making things better for themselves and others. It's just fuck, we're stuck here. We might as well, do whatever and survive.
There's a really funny bit where Valgard yet again tries to ambush the Doctor and the company.
I have written in all caps. I don't know who does it. I'm going to assume it's old. 80s Space Raider drop kick.
It's Olvir.
Of course it's Olvir.
Because Valgard gets the drop on Kari and the Doctor, but then Olvir and Nissa rush in, the latter having been rescued, and just completely own Valgard.
Fucking wasted. So this is where the whole capitalist venture comes to a bit of a revolutionary head, which I like. Because we never really see or interact with the Terminus Incorporated, but they've clearly made shit worse, and you can read that they might have done worse shit, like send Kari and Olvir here in the first place, set them up. Yeah. But even if you don't read into that, the fact that the Garm is free. The Garm couldn't do shit to make the system better because he was a wage slave and had no free will thanks to the box. And the Veneer didn't give a shit because they were slaves too, and they were like, well, just do whatever. Just keep doing this and we'll get our Hydromel. But now that the Garm is free and has some free will, he's gonna tear this shit down. But also the fact that we have Nissa here now, and hey, if y'all had an infinite amount of Hydromel, make this shit for yourself, you wouldn't have to bother with the fucking company. You could just do whatever you wanted.
And as she points out, the soldiers wouldn't even come to attack because they wouldn't dare visit a leper colony.
There you go. Which
they don't know that the lepers would be cured.
It's kind of like, what are they called? The Veneer?
Yeah,
Veneer. It's kind of like the Veneer are middle management, and then the Garm is the single employee that they have that they abuse terribly. So then once the Garm decides to unionize, then obviously he's going to start changing some stuff around there through middle management.
Hey, when did Kat take my seat on the virtual
The
left?
last thing I expected on this podcast was on this particular podcast was a reference to unionization, particularly from Kat.
I'm for it. This is a good story.
But
honestly, I'm also for it because people need to unionize. Really.
And that's basically what happened.
There are their own
it protects
separate
the employees.
pitfalls to unionization in certain specific circumstances that I'm not going to go into, but...
oh, yeah,
it's
it's not for everyone. It's not for everything, but I still support it in certain circumstances.
Yeah, and here it certainly would
especially in places like Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's generally a good thing that people should be doing.
I could hear
generally.
I could hear the venom in Kat's voice when she said Walmart then.
Yeah. So then we get the scene, like you said, when you were wondering about the hydromel, where Nyssa takes a look at it and is like, oh, we could probably size that easy. Because we did have that scene in episode 1 where she was doing some chemistry, so
yeah,
you could buy that.
And
nice
Nyssa is a scientist.
Yeah. So then we get the leader, Eric, and everyone shows up and it's just like, hey, buddy, we brought the intruders back. Step down. That was the deal.
Oh, I love this. So, yeah,
yep.
the Doctor, and I think Carrie's there too, but certainly the Doctor willingly goes along with Valgard. Mm-hmm. It's like, hi, I'm a captive. Then Eric has to step down and make Valgard leader. Sigurd supports Valgard. Boar says, it's time for a little chat. It's great.
Unionizing!
Probably the closest thing we have to a villain in the actual episode, rather than, the corporation or capitalism itself, is Eric. And that's just because of his complete dismissal of... it doesn't really matter if Boar dies or the Lazars die. As long as we're okay, we get our hydromel.
Iraq is the general manager. Everybody else is the...
Iraq is like wholly evil, because it says that he too is a slave, but he doesn't seem particularly bothered by this.
No.
Iraq's villainy is like, and this is a sort of infamous meme by, I forget who it is now, and I apologize, Ranik, it's a centrist meme, but it's like, it's something like, I just attended the centrist rally, and everyone was chanting, better things aren't possible. That's Iraq.
You don't have to apologize, because that meme is very funny.
Yeah. That's Iraq, basically. It's like, better things aren't possible. I'm just going to take what I have.
But we've gone now. The Garm is now free. The Veneer are now free and having an argument. And the Lazars. Well, what's to become of the Lazars? Well, what's to become of the Lazars is we get a rather pivotal scene right here. So the Doctor says, "Well, that was a fun adventure. Come on, Turlough, Tegan, Nyssa, back to the TARDIS." Nyssa says, "I'm not going."
Bye, bitch.
I actually want to say that I love how this is played out, because Nyssa tries to talk to the Doctor, but he goes to talk to Kari, and in the background, you can see Nyssa and Tegan talking, and it's obviously Nyssa saying, I'm deciding to stay here. And then Tegan just pipes up, Doctor, you need to listen to what Nyssa has to say.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm staying here. I'm going to do more good here.
I do like how this is entirely Nyssa's choice and it's not forced upon her.
Yeah.
She has total agency over this. She could have chosen to stay with the Doctor and continue the travels, but no, she wants to do the right thing. She wants to help people.
Yeah. It's going to be, and the Doctor's like, it's going to be really hard work. Tough. And he's like, yeah, but it's the right thing to do, and I want it, so it's my choice. And, good on her. So Nyssa and Tegan have a really sad goodbye. And she's going to stay here and help make things better. The Veneer and the Lazars and all. And it's really admirable.
She kisses the Doctor on the cheek. She gives Tegan a nice big departing hug.
Yeah.
It's a really good departure scene. It's.
And then Turlough wakes up and Valentine. True.
Yeah, I do love the way he does this. This is your last chance, boy. Kill the Doctor!
Which we see his last chance in Enlightenment, which has already been reviewed on.
I was going to say, if only someone had done a podcast about it. Oh, wait.
And that is Terminus.
Yeah.
Well, so who'd like to go first here?
I'll go last since it was technically my pick, although it was actually Christina's. But
yeah, I'll take a go. I really, really enjoyed this. Peter Davison, his era is not like, I wouldn't call it favorite. There are good stories that I like in it, like Enlightenment or Snake Dance or something traditional like Androzani. But this, why have y'all been sleeping on this and not telling me? It's brilliant. Like, we got 2 Peter Davison fans who podcasts. Like, wow, Terminus is really actually quite good. Like, it's got striking visual themes and stuff from the pen of the writer who did Warrior's Gate, and you can see that in some of the themes with the stuff like the old universe, the TARDIS merging with this ship, just this weird portal, mysterious world. But it's also got echoes to the future in a way. The whole plague thing kind of reminds me of something like Girl Who Died, and also, real world events, which big oof, but wasn't on the forefront in 1983. And, you've got the Norse mythology aspect with really fun flavoring more than anything. It would have been nice if it was more thematic, but maybe I'm missing something there, but it's still a pretty nice addition that makes you think. Maybe it inspired somebody to, look up Norse mythology in a book or something and be like, oh, neat.
Which I would recommend.
Garden? Which you recommend, yeah. And it's got... It doesn't go quite as far as Oxygen, but like you said, the ending is basically unionize, motherfuckers. So yeah. I am here for that. This is an underrated, I'll say underrated classic of the Peter Davison years that is worth your time. It's a little ropey in some places, but... And, Tegan and Turlough just running around vents for a serial is not the best plotting, per se, because I really like Tegan, and Turlough is basically just there because, kill Doctor Who! Black Guardian stuff is tacked on. It didn't really need to be there. I wouldn't be surprised if this story was written with just Nyssa and Tegan, and then they were like, hey, you gotta have this guy who's gonna eat, and this other guy with a bird hat that wants to kill Doctor Who. So the guy wrote 5 pages of scenes, kill Doctor Who, done.
Yeah,
that's really all you need.
Sounds about right.
But either way, it's there for the arc that they're playing with at the time. So this is an underrated classic, I would say. I really liked it. Thank you for picking it, Christina. You opened my eyes to a Doctor Who I didn't really consider before, but I really enjoyed that. So thank you. And I hope you're feeling better. Okay.
Yep. I have pretty much the exact same things to say about it. Good choice. It was very enjoyable. It was nice to be able to see a lot of action happening. Obviously not with Turlough and Tegan because they were just stuck in an event internally. But, even if you take that out and take out the Black Guardian stuff and just sort of push that to the side, the rest of the plot was still excellent. It really puts into perspective some interesting thoughts, like the hydromel and is it actually needed? Is it a addictive drug? Is it a placebo effect? And they think that they need it, so on. There's the whole idea of the disease and how these people are treated. And it's just a very interesting story to look into those aspects of things. I'm not a huge fan of the whole Big Bang. This ship caused the Big Bang thing. But I can look past that in the end because it's still an excellent story, and I would happily watch this again.
Lovely.
In order this time, though. In order.
Yeah.
In order.
I think when we do get to Mordred Undead, if we get to Mordred Undead, I will watch the whole trilogy in order.
That sounds nice, yeah.
But anyway, you probably guessed where this is going to go. It's a hat trick of compliments for this episode, folks, because I love this.
Hell yeah.
I really did. So, you know how too often in the current Chris Chibnall era, there haven't been enough interesting side characters, or in some cases, the side characters actually detract from the quality of the episode?
Yeah.
This is completely the reverse. There are some really good side characters in this episode. I really like Kari as the Doctor's essentially one-off companion for this story. She's really good, big hair aside. Olvia gets an interesting character development from coward to hero. And that's actually very Norse mythology in itself. Valgard is hilarious as man who keeps attacking the Doctor from behind. The Garm is really interesting because you think he's a mindless monster and actually he's intelligent and he's just another slave to the system.
Yep.
So yeah, the side characters really add to this. Nyssa is really good in this for what she gets to do, although the whole stripping her skirt off thing is a little bit suspect, but it's a shame that Tegan and Turlough don't get a huge amount to do, and Turlough is basically stuck in a vent like an imposter in Among Us for about an hour, but when he finally notices there are no crewmates around to spot him emerging, he comes out of the vent. He does a couple of interesting things. He's mostly there to just facilitate the Black Guardian, but the Black Guardian is brilliant in his non-appearances, essentially. So yeah, really interesting story, really interesting thematic themes and references. And Christina, I echo what the other two said, or do I mirror it? Really good choice. Really good choice. Thank you. And by the way, happy birthday this past weekend to Sarah Sutton, who played Nyssa. I swear we didn't do this on purpose.
Oh, well, of course we didn't do it on purpose because Christina picked. But yeah.
Maybe Christina did it on
I
purpose.
will say, though, to harp on the Among Us thing again, I just realized exactly how much is like Among Us.
It is. Because Turlough is sabotaging.
Do you guys know Matt Pat?
I know of him. Yes.
Isn't that the guy who gave the Pope Undertale?
He's the game theory man.
Yeah. I don't know if he actually did that. But he put out a theory for Among Us, which I watched. I don't watch all of his theories because I don't agree with a whole lot of them. But, it's his opinion. So, unlike some people on his channel... unlike some people on his channel, I recognize the fact that it's his opinion, and I don't go and slander him all over the place.
Yeah, fair. Don't do that.
Not that I'm calling anybody out for that, even though I totally am.
To quote Tim Gunn here, don't do that.
Yeah. But basically, his theory for Among Us was that it's sort of like The Thing, in a sense, where because of the fact that you go from a ship in space to the next map, which is a base, to the next map, which is on an alien planet, and you still get the imposters all through, it seems like everybody is infected by the Thing. Anybody can be an imposter because it's in all these three locations, and presumably any other location as well. So the idea is that the imposters will always, quote-unquote, win because they're all over the place.
Right.
That's an interesting take. I'm not sure I necessarily agree with it, but it is interesting.
Among Us is a pretty neat game. I wish I had it.
Oh, wait.
Well, I'll talk to you later about that. But basically...
He's got it. I bought it for his birthday, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. But the thing that got to me was that the very first map that you get, it's on a spaceship where you're running around and, trying to avoid the imposter and everything. And the idea was that this is a ship full of people who are infected.
Yeah.
The Doctor Who episode is a ship full of people who are infected.
Okay.
So what you're saying is there's Among Us are big Peter Davison fans.
Yes. And also fans of The Thing.
Also, I will say, Rainiac, Kari's big hair is, in fact, the good shit.
Yes.
Kari's big hair is its own character.
I'm not knocking the big hair.
So, shall we reveal next time?
Yeah. Who is up? Oh, yes, it's Kat.
Help.
Hey. No, it's okay. I'm going to pick a good episode this time.
All right.
Because what is happening next week that's a big event for a lot of people?
Festivus.
You're close. It starts with a C.
Oh, no.
Celebrity Deathmatch.
No,
all right,
it's Christmas time.
Christmas. I know it's Christmas. I'm just dragging it out.
I know.
Okay.
And honestly, with everything that has to do now with the pandemic and everybody being an idiot and everybody being terrible, I don't know. I feel like it's invading our lives too much.
Right.
So next time on Doctor Who, we are going to do The Runaway Bride.
Yeah!
Oh, you couldn't
Yay,
have timed this better.
Donna!
Donna, good.
You couldn't have timed this better because this is the subject of the final Doctor Who lockdown watch along of the year.
Well, that's what we're going to do, is we're going to talk about The Runaway Bride, because I love Donna, and funnily enough, I don't think I've ever seen this episode.
I love the fake out. Like I thought you were going to go with Christmas Invasion. I love that. Well done. Yeah.
I like, yeah.
Believe it or not, our very
enough,
first David Tennant we've ever done on this show.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because we started doing this with the Matt Smith era. Well, actually, technically, we started our count with the Peter Capaldi era. What's our count at, Raniac?
This will be number 97 next week.
Yep. We're getting close.
So, we should do some fun announcements. Shall we? I think we all have some bullshit to start. So, Raniac, why don't you start with the big one that you tweeted about?
Yeah, well, I announced this last week, but I'll announce it again. Our 100th episode will be live.
We're doing it live, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We'll be streaming live on Twitch. It'll be sometime in 2021, probably January, whenever we get to episode 100. Because I'll say right now, the one we're doing next week, the I need to say Christmas Invasion, thanks for that, Kat. The Runaway Bride, that will be the last one that we do before Revolution of the Daleks.
Yeah.
So that'll be 97, Revolution will be 98, and then it'll be Jerry's next pick for 99, and then the 100th.
Yep. The 100th episode, we've already picked it. However, if you do have any episodes you would like to see us do, we do have an email address at goexterminateyourself@gmail.com. I check it all the time. If you have something that you want, you can, of course, go ahead and send it to us there. We can see about doing it. Yeah. But the 100th episode is set in stone. We already know what we're doing.
We have picked the subject for that particular episode, yes.
And also, we might also be having Doctor Who Bingo during that time.
Yes.
Doctor Who Bingo? What?
A bingo card. We talked about this for a while, that we're going to make an actual bingo card, but we'll do it for the 100th episode.
Oh, so like what? Like, someone gets interrupted or...
Well, the free space is mirrors.
Yeah, free space is mirrors.
And we'll have some fun with it, and we'll try not to actively sabotage the bingo cards, because that's no fun.
Funny. So, some other announcements I think we can roll with involving Twitch, because Rainiac, you Twitch thing, but me, I am still knee-deep into the 12 Days of Fresmas. By the time you're seeing this, we'll be on... Let's see how... We'll be around halfway done. Episode goes live.
Yeah, this will go live either Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how tired I am and how quickly I can get it done.
So that's roughly halfway through, I'd say. But that's still 6 more days of streaming on the evenings, usually, at twitch.tv/freezinginferno. And you can hear me say fun things. Cat hits. Give your cock a cock ring. Thank you. Like that. Or that.
Yeah.
Jesse Cox is a furry. Yes. Exactly.
And also,
I was born in the United States of America.
I don't think you'll hear that one.
I mean, I feel like I shouldn't do this, but you've got Fresmas. I'll be hosting the 100th episode in the new year sometime. Ken, do you have anything to promote?
Yeah, I've got 2 things to promote. The first one is I've started streaming again. That's at twitch.tv/concaveusurper. I'm not going to be doing it at the same time as Frez because I actually like him. I'm going to see about doing it again this weekend towards the afternoon, so that'd be around 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've been doing Dark Souls. I'm doing Dark Souls blind. Save me, please.
Oh,
God, save me.
It's a wonderful watch. As someone who's been watching and who's beaten this game like 10 times.
If you're wondering where the intro for this week came from, it came from her streaming Dark Souls.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you want to go look at that clip and like it, you can go watch the full first thing on my my Twitch page. I will warn you, at the end, it's just me getting super frustrated playing the same section over and over like 10 times.
Yeah, that's the Dark Souls experience. That checks out.
The real Dark Souls, as I said. So, what's the second thing you have to announce?
Well, the second thing I have to announce is this.
I know this website that lets you hire clowns, firefighters, doctors, and tuxedo guys. It's called definitely.strippers.com, and it's 100% legit. How
There's
many
more
of these
for him.
fuckers did you save?
Oh,
A lot.
enough. And by the time the 12 Days of Christmas is over, we're going to have a lot more on that soundboard, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
I used 3 different programs to extract these from your Twitch before you even thought about putting it on YouTube.
Yeah.
How the hell did you do that? Because
I'm fucking magic.
Yeah.
Jesus
basically.
Christ,
Basically.
Kat.
But anyway, so yeah, that's the end of the real announcements. But
So,
our
individual
Twitters then, our Twitters.
and
You can
whatnot.
reach the show at Reviews Doctor. You can reach me at Rainiac Domaniac. You can reach Ken at Concave Usurper and Jerry at Freezing Inferno. And all that remains is to say thank you very much for listening to the show. Even though I'm really tired from all the Christmas shopping and stuff I've been doing today, I've really enjoyed this one. It's been a blast. Apart from being outed and targeted for possible deportation on Monday, but apart from that, it's been a blast. So yeah, thank you.
It has been fun.
Yeah, thank you to you, the audience, for listening to the fun. Thank you to Jerry and to Kat for joining me to talk about Christina's pick of Terminus, and thank you to Christina for picking Terminus. It was a really fun thing to talk about. And join us next time for our first foray into the world of David Tennant. And here's to the Christmas version again. God damn it! It's the Runaway Bride.
Yay! Also, funnily enough, I've never seen the Christmas Invasion.
Yeah, it's okay. It's David Tennant's first full episode. It's all right.
I've seen the first part of it, but I've never seen the last part of it. I have no idea how that happened.
There are better Christmas specials out there, but it's not bad. Also, we're actually technically still podcasting at this point. Oops. So join us next week
Okay.
for the Runaway Bride. And until then, bye for now.
I don't remember saying that on stream.
We made Cat too powerful with this soundboard. God damn it!
Give your cock a cock ring.